here at the spectacular Thomas Fogarty Winery, and I'm here with Tommy Fogarty. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you for coming up.
First thing I thought of when we came up here, of course, is that wine is good for the heart. We all know that, but that has a particular importance in this case, doesn't it?
I suppose, yeah. Michael Martella and my father founded the winery about 33 years ago. My father was a cardiac surgeon, and he also invented a whole bunch of medical devices, but a few of which were among the first devices made that were used for unclogging arteries. So yeah, that is kind of funny.
So you've grown up in the business, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I was about 10 years old when they started planting these vineyards, so yes.
Now, how many acres do you have altogether?
Well, there's over 300 acres total up here, all of which is in an open space easement, so we're not developing it. It's agricultural land, but we've got at the moment 30 acres under vine up here, most of which is Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, a teeny tiny little half acre of Nebbiolo that we're also experimenting with.
So what are we seeing behind us? What are these vines?
This exact vineyard is the Albatom Chardonnay vineyard. It was planted in 1981. It's our smallest Chardonnay vineyard. It's about a half an acre. We don't even do single vineyard wine from it every year, but in particularly interesting years where the vineyards are sort of expressing themselves in unique ways, we'll do single vineyard bottlings. And this is one of our most sought after because we make usually under 50 cases of it.
So how long does it take, start to finish? I mean, from the time the vines, when you cut them back, I assume in the winter,
right.
Or how does it work?
Well, as you can see right now, not too long ago, we had bud break, which is the very first, display of any green that the plant shows all year when the weather warms up. And then it begins to leaf out and you get foliar development. And really in a few weeks, we've got quite a bit of foliar development this year. It's been a kind of a, spring came in like a lion this year, right, as they say. So as long as we don't get any cool weather or a lot of moisture, we're looking good for 2013.
So when will the grapes be ready to harvest?
This vineyard, and where we are in these Santa Cruz Mountains, things may not ripen quite as consistently as they do in warmer weather areas with more predictable weather like Napa and Sonoma, but this could be ready anytime from late September through most of October, actually.
Okay, and then how long to actually make the wine from the grapes?
Well, that's the way we do it. The Chardonnays actually we'll see about 14 months in oak, and that's not a hard and fast rule, but that's kind of typical. And then from then we bottle age our Chardonnays quite a bit. The fruit up here is very high in acidity, naturally coming out of these vineyards, small berries, very cold weather, which makes for a very lean kind of structured Chardonnay, and it actually needs some bottle age. So for instance, right now 2009 is our current release, and it's 2013, so we bottle age for quite a while.
And you do it all on site here, do you not? And do you oversee that as well? Are you the chief winemaker?
No. Nathan Candler's our winemaker. Michael Martella, the founding winemaker, is still here. He mostly focuses on the viticulture, the vineyard end of it now. Nathan makes the wines. He's fantastic. He's been here 10 years, so he knows what we have done. He has a vision of what we want to do. Like all businesses or artistic endeavors or agricultural endeavors, things kind of evolve and develop and go in new directions. And right now we're kind of in a new horizon where we're going to continue doing what we've always done, which is estate grown, kind of, very, very site expressive, austere wines. And we're refining that, and after 30 years, we're kind of getting the hang of it.
And the Santa Cruz appellation is becoming a much better known name, isn't it? What's that all about?
We've been kind of wondering why that hasn't happened now for about 3 decades, and in the last couple of years, it's getting real recognition. The wine industry in California is a big deal.
Yes.
And the Santa Cruz Mountains is a small appellation. There's not a lot of wine made here. What wine that is made here tends to be fairly expensive and it's fairly sought after. So it's sort of been, I wouldn't say it's been neglected by like the mainstream press and the very at-large wine media, but it's really starting to get more attention than ever now. It's kind of like people have, they're running out of other stuff to talk about, so they're being forced into these really small, maybe difficult to understand regions.
Right, and they're appreciating it now.
Yep, yeah, we're really happy about it. And there's also a general kind of shift in taste in the United States. People are getting back to sort of old world or more traditionally made wines, which is great with us because we don't have any other way to do it.
Now you have a tasting room,
Yeah, we do.
and when is that available to people?
It's actually open every day but Tuesday now.
Okay.
And our hours kind of change seasonally, closing at 6 or 5, depending on what time of year it is. But it's really a fantastic place. It's a lot of fun. We have a great staff.
It is fun.
Beautiful view.
Now, talking about your wines, which ones have won the top awards? I know you have so many awards, but
Our Pinot Noir, and our Appellation Blend Pinot Noir, which is a blend of the estate Pinot Noir vineyards and some other vineyards located in the Santa Cruz Mountain Appellation, that does extremely well. And that's a wine we make enough of that it's available sort of in the market, you know, in restaurants and in stores and stuff. And the wines that just do like amazingly well and have become sort of generally regarded as on the same level as any other wine that's made anywhere, any other Pinot Noir made anywhere on the planet really, are the single vineyard Pinot Noirs, and those are available through our wine club and through the tasting room occasionally. We'll sort of introduce them usually sometime in the late spring, and then they last a few months, and then they're gone until the next year.
And now with this spectacular vista, you do special events as well here, don't you?
We do. We do weddings and a lot of corporate stuff, all kinds of team building and product launches, and we even do artist expos for musicians. We have a lot of neat stuff going on in our events department.
So what's to you is the most rewarding part of this business? I mean, you've grown up in it.
Yeah, the most rewarding part of the business probably is when I get to go somewhere like across the planet, like Korea or Hong Kong or Poland or something like that, and people are there, and when I get there, they have my wine, you know, and they're really appreciating it, thousands of miles away, and I get to go there and talk to them about how it's made. That still is like a kind of a moving thing for me, actually.
And you are targeting Asia. I know we had some Chinese food and wine people in, and they were loving the wine, and it's my understanding you are marketing it in Asia increasingly, are you not?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about the fact that there's money in Asia and people are really appreciating wine. It's a kind of an emerging market, and it may not have the potential people are hoping it has, but it has a lot of potential.
Do you have any idea in terms of looking at all of your wine production, how much is consumed in California versus outside?
Well, we make about 11,000 cases of wine a year on average, and that can vary quite a bit. It can vary 2,000 or 3,000 cases either direction. We're slaves to the vintage because we're all estate vineyards. But we sell about half of it direct through our tasting room and our wine club. And of that half, about 80% is in California. And the other 5,500 or so, about half of it leaves California and half of it stays.
Right. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for being with us. And I can imagine enjoying this every day. You're very lucky.
I feel lucky.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna.